Hello, my friends, and welcome back to Learning Torah Lishma. The Rambam, on his explanation, I was talking to a Yid that he's working with someone in Eretz Yisrael that understands Arabic very well, and the Rambam has a whole pirush on the Chumash, and he's working on putting it into Lashon Kodesh, from Arabic to Lashon Kodesh. And he said something there amazing. He said, the pasuk tells us that Haychech Tachech es Amisecha V'Laisisa Olav Chet. You should surely rebuke your brother, but at the same time V'Laisisa Olav Chet. But do not carry upon yourself his sin. What does that mean? What does that mean? So the simple explanation is that if you're able to help someone correct themselves and you're too lazy or to do it, and now the person sins and sins again, then you're responsible to a certain extent, because Klal Yisrael is a raven zilasa. One Jew to the other has a responsibility to the other, and if you're able to do something and you don't do it, then you're accountable. Someone that's other religions don't have this idea of harevas, of what we call a deep friendship, that there's responsibility one to the other. But in Judaism, there is this din called harevos, which is how when you make a bracha, you could be mitzvah, you can include someone else. It's from the din of harevos. Now, in Judaism, it's not just like, oh, for sure you could be yotzim in a bracha. You have to say, why is that, right? If you're going to tell me that I have a certain level of responsibility when someone else does a sin, if I could have helped them to prevent it, you have to prove to me why I have. And that proof, that reason, is called harevos. You understand? So this is something absolutely amazing. Now, so this is the simple meaning, but he said something deeper. He said something from the Rambam. He says, "V'loi sisa alav chet" means don't carry the person's sin in your mind. What does that mean? He's saying the pasuk is of course it has the explanation we just said, but the focus of the pasuk is talking about this scenario, that someone has wronged you, and you have two options. Either you could go to that person and say, look, you did this to me, and it could be the person didn't even realize, or he didn't realize that you took it that way. He meant it something else, right? If you talk to the person, and even if he did do it, he didn't realize to the extent that it was, right? And even if he did realize to the extent, most people are good people, and they'll apologize. They'll say, it was wrong with me, let's make up, you understand? So if you talk to the person, everything could work out. But if you don't talk to the person, and you sort of just cut him out of your life, and you look at him as bad, and v'chulei act, then what happens is the pasuk is saying, how is that happening? It's telling you not to carry this sin, because why are you doing that? Why are you acting this way? Because you're carrying that person's sin in your mind, and you're not willing to then go talk to the person and try to make peace. And that's what the pasuk is saying, says the Rambam, the holy Rambam, the Maimonides. V'loi sisa olav chet, don't hold that sin in your mind. Speak it out. Go to the person, speak it out, and see if there's peace that can be made. absolutely amazing. I love you, and Hashem loves you more.